Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows, everyone. If it is your first time, this is Ngosi Talk Shows channel, and we talk about all subjects from all walks of life. We talk about everything, and we are all coaches from all walks of life. So if you have a specific problems that you want to solve, you can join us at Ngosi Talk Show. We'll help you find your own voice and lead from within, and knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow. That's what Kamal says at Ngosi Talk Shows. So over to you, Carol Ann. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes, thank you, Nomsa. And good afternoon from London, UK. And as the writing facilitator, what I do is I support women in actually shining through getting their story written, because you cannot publish what isn't written. And it is through your story that you can shine, that you can shift your business. And that's what is here now to take place. And all of this has come about through my own journey of unlocking the writer within. So I'm Carol Ann, the writing facilitator.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carol Ann. So our topic today is how to stop worrying. And so we basically worry about everything. We are worried about our children. We worry about our health. We worry about things that have not happened. And we worry about our careers, money. We worry about so many things. You can name it. I remember when I took my father-in-law, he was telling the consultant, he was like, I worry about everything. I cannot explain to you how I worry, my worry. So it was like, I worry about my children. I worry about all these and things like that. The only thing that I don't worry about, I'm happy about, is just looking at my past. And I was like, wow. And when you put this topic, Carol Ann, so I'm just wondering what was in your mind. And yeah. Please explain to our audience what was in your mind.
Well, it was a quote that I saw that I actually posted on my Facebook page, profile page. It's a quote by Abraham. Worrying is using your imagination to create something you don't want. And I thought, what a beautiful way of putting it. And I hadn't actually thought of it in those terms before, because it is creating in your imagination something you don't want. And your mind is just racing away, creating all of this fears about what might happen, what could happen. As you say, we worry about everything. And looking at it in terms of, it is just your mind creating something that you don't want. Got me thinking. I thought, well, if your mind can create that image, it can create something else. So how about let's retraining it? Let's look at and explore this, and sort of really get clear how powerful our minds are. Because how often does what you're worrying about actually come into being. Because what you focus on is what you get. But does it actually, you're worrying about it because you think it might, there's a fear around it. Well, actually, does what you worry about ever turn out to be as bad as you're worrying? I wonder. So what were your thoughts? Oh, I keep catching my this and knocking my phone. And I think what's showing up here is I'm much more relaxed in front of camera and just speaking here. Many years ago, when I first started doing training and, you know, speaker training and thinking about doing lives, I was like, oh, I can't do that, and I wouldn't do it because my worry was, well, what do I say? What happens, you know, if I can't say it? All of the lots of stories going on in my head, and they stopped me. And now I've got beyond that, and things like, okay, so I bashed this around and wobbled my phone. It doesn't matter. It's about acknowledging it. It's about moving on with it, not making it wrong. Stuff happens, you know. Pick yourself up, dust yourself down. I just keep going. So yeah, what are your thoughts, Nomsa?
I think when it comes to worry, we worry about things that have not happened. We worry about, you know, in life, basically, there are things that we can control. We can control what time we eat. We can control what time we cook. We can control what time we want to have a bath. But there are some big things in life that we don't have control over. Like Kamal is saying it in the talk show on the video, there are no guarantees for tomorrow. So you have to live the life like Carol Anna, you always talk about the now. Live your life as it was the beginning today. We can worry, we can plan, we can create our future, we can have this big vision. But it doesn't mean that everything is going to go according to plan, because when you actually let fear interfere with your life, then you're going to live worrying about what's going to happen when I die, what's going to happen when I do this. I have 2 children. There is no way that one day I have ever worried about what happens when they go out. I do my best. The only thing I can do is to look after my children and do my best as I can as a mother. And when they go out, I get down on my knees and I say to God, they are all yours. Because I can't see what is happening where they are, but you can see. You can see things that I can't see. So you can use your beliefs. We can't worry about death. What happens when we die? We die, we die. We don't know. No one has ever came back from death and said, this is what happened. We don't know what happens when people die. So when we die, it's either a glory or we go, there's a heaven or there is a hell. We don't know what happens. So the only thing you can do is live for now and not without being afraid. And problems will come. Circumstances, they don't define how we live our lives. Circumstances and problems, they're always there. So we can plan for the future. And what's going to happen tomorrow about our health. We can do our best, eat as healthy as we can as human beings, and just look at our healthy, have a healthy plan, and don't take too much sugar, don't take this, don't take this. But we don't know what happens tomorrow. So for me, basically, I never used to worry about anything growing up, and then I became a teenager, my 20s, and started worrying. And then that's when I realized, you know what? This is not something is wrong. I diagnose myself as something is wrong because I never used to worry. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to get a job and being independent. I'm going to worry about money. Have I got enough to pay the bills? Have I got this? Have I got this? And then I was like, this is not good for me. So I had to divorce worry, and I had to say, you know what, worry, you don't save me.
Yeah.
I don't know how your life has been. There's somebody who is typing. Hey, hit me. Topic, baby. How are you? Yeah, so we worry about so many things in life. For me, you know what? I give everything to God and the universe because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. All the time I think that I got it all, I've got figured it out, and I woke up in the morning, I find out I haven't. So I don't worry about things. I was telling my father-in-law yesterday, and he was talking to his son, having a conversation, and they're doing this, I'm gonna do, and I was like, one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's not worth it. One step at a time.
That sounds like a great plan. One step at a time. Because,
Yeah.
as you say, with all the best laid plans, things don't have a way of working out as you planned. And for me, I remember thinking when I went to college to train as a teacher, I had plans. I was going to go abroad and teach. That's what I fancied doing. I ended up getting married. And so I had plans that, my ex-husband and I, we always had these plans, what we were going to do. And they never happened because we ended up getting divorced. I trained as an infant teacher because I didn't think I was capable or up to being able to teach the older ones. I thought I didn't have the confidence. I ended up teaching 11 to 18-year-olds. I never saw myself leaving teaching, but I did. And I've now trained in other fields, and I now work in a completely different field. So you just never know where life's going to take you. The key is having that plan, but being able to be flexible. When something else, another door opens up because one door has closed, don't focus on the closed door and worry about that. Look at the door that's opening, or even the window that's possibly opened, because there's always other opportunities that come. And I know when my ex-husband and I, we parted company, got divorced, I had the house, and I struggled to pay the mortgage. I managed to keep it going for quite a few years, but it got to a point where I wasn't able to pay the mortgage, and I was getting into arrears, and there were bills that weren't being paid, and I would worry about what it was like to actually have my house repossessed. As much as I attempted to push that worry away, thinking, well, look, if that's what I focus on, then that's taking me there, it seemed to have a stronger hold over me. And I did actually end up getting there, because my worry was, I'd read so many stories about people where they'd got to that day where their house was repossessed and all of their possessions were just put out on the street. And that was it. And I was like, oh, really? Is that what's going to happen? And I guess there was a curiosity within me, as well as a worry. It was sort of intertwined. Well, would that happen? What's it going to be like? So there's a curiosity and a worry that I couldn't extricate myself from. And so, yes, I did end up taking myself there. Did it turn out as bad as I thought? Were all my possessions put out on the street? No. I actually had 2 weeks within which I could clear the house. Another concern that I'd always worried about was, gosh, this was a 4-bedroomed house, extended property. How am I going to clear all of, everything I've got in the house? Because I'd been in there over 30 years. So as you can imagine, I had a lot of stuff, for want of a better word, because basically it is only stuff at the end of the day. And I used to worry about, well, how could I clear this house? How would I do it? I did it in 2 days. 2 days. I rallied round some friends and some family who had a van, but some vans, horse box, trailer even as well, cars, and literally boxed all my stuff up and put it into storage. 2 days. I didn't have any boxes, but a friend turned up with a whole lot of flat boxes that we could then open up. So somehow the universe provides a way. And I was reminded, there's 2 quotes that I think are really applicable here. Worry is a thin stream of fear trickling through the mind. If encouraged, it cuts a channel into which all other thoughts are drained. And that was what had happened to me in thinking about what's happening with my house, and repossession, and how can I stop it? But Joseph Joubert says, when one has too great a dread of what is impending, one feels some relief when the trouble has come. And actually, I thought that totally reminded me, because it was like, it's here. There was nothing more to dread, nothing more to worry about. It had happened. So there's almost like there's a desire to experience it in some way. So you bring it towards you. It sounds a bit bizarre, doesn't it? Something you're worrying about, but underneath it, there is something that maybe, let me experience this. Is this really what's going to happen? And actually, once it happens, it's like, okay. So yeah, no, my possessions did not get put out on the street. I was able to, take everything I needed in 2 days. Yeah, in 2 days, went through the house, literally boxed everything up, decided what I did want to take, what I didn't. There was stuff I did leave, and thought, no, I don't want that. And was able to just leave it. How did I let myself be able to let go of that property in the end? Was I actually did some praying. The 2 days that we were clearing the house, I actually did some meditation in the morning. I sat, I meditated, I prayed. And then at the very last day, when everything was gone, I went round the house with a smudging stick. It's a sage stick where you burn, and literally just went round the whole house, blessing it, saying thank you and letting it go. And just tinging some bells in each of the rooms to shift the energy. And I just said goodbye with gratitude, because I'd learned such a lot from that house, and I'm still remembering things and learning. So sometimes we just have to face our fears, because they don't always turn out as bad as we think. But so yes, worry can cause us a lot of physical pain, though. So what is there something you'd like to add in here, Namsa? What are you hearing? I can't hear you.
when comes to worry, Carol Ann, it shows that with your house, you worried about the things that how are you gonna lose your possessions, but in the end you didn't. You didn't lose anything. You took everything that you wanted, and you got everything. And it shows that sometimes we worry about nothing, and that worry is not worth it, because it's like when we were moving, and
Kai, sorry, I missed you there.
oh
There
yeah,
was a
when we wanted to move the house, we made a decision that we're gonna move the house as well,
mhm.
last year in October. And we got the house that we wanted, but then right at the last minute, and people change their mind just last minute when we thought, are we gonna move in, we're gonna have this house, it was in the right location and everything, but then in the end we find that somebody needs to move in this house, so we're gonna hold them. They're not gonna move into our house because we don't have the house that we thought we had. So I remember, and everyone else is worrying, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna go and live with your dad. Just telling Martin that we're gonna go and live with your dad. We're gonna put everything in the storage, and we're gonna leave the house. And everyone was like, "Are you having nuts?" I was like, "No, I'm not." Sometimes we're gonna have to make decisions instead of worrying, because we're gonna end up finding the house that we don't want. We're gonna end up taking the house that we don't want. We might as well move out and take our time. And for me, basically, and everyone was like, in the end, they agreed. We took everything to the storage. We cleaned the house. We make sure that the house was ready for somebody else to move in, and we left. But was it a right decision? Yes, it was the right decision that we made. Instead of us worrying that we're not gonna have a home because we're used to our own space. We're used to everyone having their own room. Like if I wanted to broadcast, I'll go and disappear somewhere else. I had my own space to broadcast, and Martin has his own space to play his game, and the kids at their own place. Everyone had a room, their own room. But we were going to be faced that all that will be taken away from us if we were to move out. So I was like, life, it does not, no one's life, it doesn't stay the same. Sometimes you're gonna have to face challenges. And I'm afraid those were the challenges that we had to face. And that's why sometimes they say money can't buy everything. Even if you have money, there are some problems that you can't solve. We had the money, we knew that we could find the house, we can get the house, but the house that we wanted, it was just not there. It had been taken from us. People had changed their mind, and it's fine. It was okay. So we had to have some alternative. So if I was somebody who worry, I would have basically wasted time worrying about things that are not worth it, because at the end of the day, that is material. So you worry and you worry your health. Um, you cannot get your health back if you worry and get into depression. So for myself, it was okay. This is how it is. And we're gonna have to actually enjoy each moment and each day. And I always tell my children that no matter how much money you have, there are some things that in life that you're not gonna be able to have control over. Sometimes you have to enjoy life, live in the now. Don't worry about tomorrow. Have a plan for tomorrow, have a plan for the future, but live in the now. Achieve whatever you want to achieve and live your life the way you want. Because if you don't live, if you basically deprive your happiness and say, I'm going to be happy when I get married, I'm going to be happy when I find the one, I'm going to be happy when I make money with my business, I'm going to be happy when I do this. Does it work? No, you're putting your life on hold. Life is in the now. You have to make yourself happy. The choices that we make in life, the decisions that we make, how we respond is the critical component of how we live our life. We make decisions, wrong decisions, and then we worry about it. Guess what? We learn from wrong decisions. We learn from those right decisions. Either way, it's not wrong. We can't make ourselves wrong. So we just have to live in the present moment and embracing our lives and not worrying about the things that has not happened. It's not worth it. You have to,
Absolutely.
this topic actually destroyed my marriage, my relationship. Honestly, my ex used to say, Nomsa, you don't take life very serious. And I was like, why do I not take life very serious? And it was like, you don't worry about anything. You don't. I was like, what do I need? What do you want me to do? If there's something like, let's say we have problems, what do you want me to do? And he wanted me to, when they are feeling sorry for themselves, I have to join in. I don't do that. And he was like, he could not understand why wouldn't I worry? Why wouldn't I join everybody else when there is a problem? Why? And to him, he felt that I wasn't taking life very serious. He understood who I was after we separated. That's when he understood, because when we separated, I was meant to get depressed and to slow down, but I went on planning things. And even though things were tough, were hard for me, it was hard for him. I went on, and that's when he understood. And he said out loud that, Nomsa, you are actually annoying, but you get things done. And I was like, what do you mean I'm annoying? He was like, you actually, I'm actually like a volcano. I refuse to problems. I refuse to surrender to problems. Even no matter how much problems I have, Kero, and I basically refuse. That's when he couldn't understand why I was the person. But then he understood when I left, when we basically separated, that this is who I am. I was raised in Africa. You watch people that come from nothing. They are the happiest people in the world you can ever imagine. And that's what I see. That's what I witnessed. That I'm hanging out with people, they don't have money, but they are happy. And for me as a child, I think I started watching TV when I was in UK, just before I left to South Africa, coming to the UK. I never had time. I didn't know the television programs. I spent time getting dirty, mud, playing. I was a child that enjoyed their life, climbing trees, and sometimes we take sweet corn and we cook outside to create fire. I was just having fun with life, and all these problems that you worry about money, I didn't see my parents worrying about money. If we didn't have money, we grow food, we just have food and have fun and just enjoy life. And to me, it was something that I wasn't used to coming here in the UK. When I say I don't have money to pay the bills, then I have to worry. For me, I have to take action. What can I do to solve the problem? And worrying, something that I wasn't used to. So he got confused. The poor guy got confused.
I love it. I love it because it's right. It's just, what's the point in worrying? It does waste your time. Take action. So I love that. That's the mindset that you've actually grown up with.
Yeah.
It's not looking at what could be a problem and worrying about it. It's just creating a solution, and solving the problem rather than worrying about it. It's just take action. So that's beautiful. Yes. So I can imagine that must have been hard for him to want to wallow in it, and you weren't happy to join him there. Because sometimes people do want you to join them, don't they?
Yeah. It's like when,
Yeah.
if you notice, like I'm sure you have friends when they come to you because you are into personal development, they weren't telling you your problems, but the response that you give them, they get disappointed because your response is different. How you respond is gonna be different. So that's why sometimes it's not worth it. If I had a problem now, I'm coming to you, Carol Ann, you're not gonna feel sorry for me. You're gonna give me some advice, good advice, and you're gonna tell me that Nomsa, I'll put you in prayer. And every time I speak, when I have problems, you always say, I need to know what I'm working with. So when I'm praying, I know what I'm asking for on your behalf. And for me, I think that is making me realize actually it's all about taking action and not worrying about the situation. You have to, you have to realize that sometimes you don't have control of everything. But some people think they do, but they don't. And it was a few weeks ago that he sent me a message. He was really, really stressed. And he started sending me a message, and I was like, okay, I'm not responding to this. I'm not responding this. And then in the end, he tells me that, okay, I'm stressed because his car is new, and he spent good money on it, but it's not worked out the way he wanted. And I was like, you don't go on big holidays. I'm thinking this man, he doesn't go on big holidays. He always there for his daughter, making sure that his daughter has everything that she needs. Why can't he just go and buy a car and spoil himself and stop annoying me? So I didn't say those words. And then he sends me a message a few days later, and he was like, I decided I'm going to go and buy a car. So I was like, hallelujah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I was like, hallelujah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just take that action. And I love what Leo Buscaglia says. Worry never robs tomorrow of its sorrow. It only saps today of its joy. You know? What a great thought. So if you're worrying about something, how you can stop the worrying is capture it, become aware of it, and then just go, okay, what's this doing to me right now? Is it actually solving anything? Is it helping me in any way to worry? How and what could I actually be doing to move towards a solution? And so just reframe it. But it is capturing that worry in the first place and recognizing what it's doing to your body. Because sometimes it's worth just being with that worry, being aware of it, and then just scan through your body and just notice where's their tension, because that worry will be creating tension in your body. It has a physical and mental effect on you by worrying. So look at the physical and just take that time just to scan your body. Where is there tension? Breathe into that tension and then just let the tension go. And just go through your whole body doing that. And then notice what's happened to your thoughts. And ask yourself, right, well, what could I actually do right now? And what's happened to the worry? Where's it gone? Because something will have shifted with your thoughts. And it is just capturing it, being aware of it. Another solution you can do is, again, be aware of the worries. Write them down. Just write them all out. Acknowledge them. Because sometimes trying to push them away, it's like it's a fight. They push back. Acknowledge them. Write them down. And then just hand them over. Just say thank you. And hand them over to whichever power you believe in, higher power. Maybe just go for a walk. Maybe do some meditation. Listen to some music. Do some dancing. Move your body. Run up and down stairs. Go and have a shower. Something. there are other tools that I've got that would support as well. And a lot of the speakers, they've got tools. So sometimes it's about reaching out for a professional for other tools. If you can't quite release the worry, it keeps coming back. But you've got this tool to start with. So any of those suggestions I've said you can do, doesn't cost you anything. And then write out what's here right now. Write out your thoughts, what's possible. And then ask yourself again, what could I be doing now? What action could I be taking right now? And take that action, because it's actually taking the action. I know that there's something that's been on my mind. It's been a niggle, and I've been aware of the energy drain. And all I had to do was make a phone call. And I've been putting it off. I don't know why, but it's just, I put it in my diary. Let's make this phone call, ring up. And I finally did it yesterday. I made the call. I had an amazing conversation with the person, and it's sorted. And I just went, oh, thank you so much. And I could hear the joy in the other person's voice. It's like, oh, that for me, I was excited because all of a sudden I felt lighter. It was done. But it had taken me probably about 3 weeks of it creeping back in, and oh, I must do that. I must do that. And that energy drain, all of a sudden it's done. Oh, I'm excited, and the result was just absolutely incredible. So, yeah, do notice your worries. Notice where you're holding on to them, and what could you do to just let go? What would it take for you to take that step, take that action that would release it and shift it? I love what Irma Bombeck says.
Why have you got the feedback, Carol Ann?
Sorry?
There's a feedback.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, I can't. You can hear it, I can't. If you turn off your... Can you hear it now? It's still there. I can't hear you. But there's feedback when I'm talking, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's an echo, big echo.
Oh.
It wasn't there. Do you hear echo when I'm speaking?
No.
Okay.
I don't hear echo when I'm talking either.
Oh yeah,
there's an echo, is there? Hello, hello, hello.
Do you wanna come back and go out and come back again?
Okay.
Yeah, go out
okay.
and then come back again. Let's see what happens. Sorry everyone. Carol Ann is gonna come back again. Here she is. Speak.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, it's still bad.
Oh.
I don't know why.
No, because it wasn't there before, was it? What happened? Did I knock something? I know I nudged my phone, but that doesn't normally. But you can hear an echo. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear you because of the echo that comes through your voice. I can hear you, but there's a big echo.
Ah.
If you go to settings, can you...
Where's settings?
Go to audio. Make sure echo cancellation is on and noise suppression.
I have no idea where to find that.
Audio, press audio.
Hang on. Where's audio?
It's at the bottom on settings. Can you access settings?
Ah, yeah, settings,
Yeah, then you go to audio.
audio.
Yeah, echo cancellation is on.
Yeah, and noise suppression.
Yeah, I don't know why it's still making noise. It was fun earlier. Sorry, guys. We're talking about worry. So life is basically when you look at life, you have to evaluate your life and understand that life is not a rehearsal. You cannot rehearsal your life. Life is reality. And when you rehearsal with your mind and everything goes wrong. But when you think about your future, you can plan your future. You can do everything about what you want in life, your desires. But you have to understand that when it comes to life, there are no guarantees. And I know it sounds really horrible when you say, speak.
Speak. Hello. How's that?
Okay, you're fine now.
Oh, good. Oh, wow. I literally went out. Just cancelled the whole
Okay,
thing rather than just leave and rejoin. I
okay,
just came out completely.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cleared now. It's really cleared.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So so what were you just saying? Is there something you want to finish what you were saying, or?
Oh yeah, I was talking about you have to evaluate your life and knowing that life is not a rehearsal. You cannot rehearsal your life. Like when you go and on play, like you go to the movies and they rehearsal what they're gonna talk about, what they're gonna do, and our minds do that as well. You find that you are rehearsal your future and doing all sorts of things, thinking about your health, your children, whatever that might be, and it just destroys you. So you just have to look at your children and do your best as a mother or as a father. Whatever happens there, you don't have control over it. We can teach our children how to prepare themselves. We can prepare them for the future, but we don't have control with how they turn out to be. You can be an amazing parent as you can be. Like myself, I see my parents when I was growing up, they were amazing, but I could have turned out to be something different. That it doesn't mean that it is their fault. It means it is a choice that I personally made myself. It's a decision that I have made myself. Whatever I turn out to be, it's got nothing to do. Parents do their best. Yes, there are some parents like they raise their children different. We basically we become who we are because of our parents. We can pick up things from them, but when it comes to worry, when it comes to raising your child, or when it comes to business, client comes in, you can teach and say, this is this, I'm gonna even give you a discount. If a client does not want to buy your products, you can't worry. All you can do is the energy, bring good energy to your business, bring good energy to your children. Just pray about it, meditate about it, whatever that might be your beliefs. I pray, I meditate myself. And when I don't have control over something, if you want me to join you in the warring club, I can't join. Basically, I can't join in the warring club. I just pray to God and say, you know what? I'm handing over this situation, because there are some situations that I can actually solve, but there are some situations that I can't. And there is no need for me to start worrying about everything that and being afraid of things. I can't do that. It's like if I don't have, let's say, if I didn't have money, if I have money to buy food, and I didn't have money to go and do my luxury life, like during lockdown, everybody can agree with me. Some people had to cut down because the businesses were not going well. Like jobs, we were not going to the office every day. We're working from home. Some people things didn't change, but some things changed. Some people changed. So would I worry about the luxury life? No, I was worried about, I was like praying for survival and saying, God, help me to survive this pandemic. And some people were basically marriages basically broken. There were so many marriages that were broken. When I look at my friends during lockdown, marriages were like, and I was like, why can't you look at yourself? Because it's like we are being told that people are dying. And I am worried about what is my husband doing. He's annoying, and somebody in hospital, the machine is being unplugged. And for me, I felt that God wouldn't say, "It's fair, you're being fair." No, so all I needed to do was to look at my family and have the gratitude. Whether they are there annoying me, I had to be grateful. It's how you look at things in life that will be able to help you to succeed in life and to live a healthy life. And for me, I saw my family as like, I hold on to, they are here. And even when I ring in Africa and finding out somebody is okay, my mom is okay, my family are okay, for me, that was the glory. I would get down on my knees and say, thank you, God. I had no time to fight anyone. I would say just thank you, God. And that was my prayer, to say thank you, God, for keeping me safe, and ring my friends, and my friends are safe. And that was the only thing that I basically, that moment, the businesses were not going well. And I was like, God, I don't know what's happening, but I'm sure there is a plan for all this. I'm sure there is a purpose for whatever is going on. And I know some people lost their lives, and some people lost their loved ones and marriages. People lost their marriages, and some people lost their jobs and things like that. So many things are happening. But did we have control over it? We didn't. We just saw the news that there was pandemic in China. We thought it was going to stay there. I didn't even think 1 second that it's going to come to the UK or any other countries, but it did. So it shows that sometimes we don't have control of anything or everything. We have control of some little things, but when it comes to big ones, let the creator deal with it. I don't know whether you are with me on this one, Carol.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It is. It's knowing what you can control and knowing what you can't, and just hand it over. And as you say, with the, I didn't believe it was going to take off the way it did, the pandemic, but it did. But there was no point me worrying about whether I'm going to get it or not, because that's not how I work. It's like, well, if I do, I do. I will deal with it. I will do what I can to support my immune system, to be present, to support whatever, or shift whatever in me would attract it to me, because that's how I work with any illness or anything that comes my way. And I know very often, even with colds or things, people have often said, oh, I've got a cold, don't give me a hug. I said, you can't give it to me unless I choose to take it. I am not a victim. And I think it's about shifting that mindset as well, is what will help you to shift from the worry. Because if you're worrying, then you're in victim mode. You're in that mode of, well, there's nothing I can do about this. This is all being done to me by some outside force. Something is taking place. And so, yes, I did get COVID. And yes, it wasn't very pleasant at all. And it's not something I would like to experience again. And something I went through, and I did come out, and I thank the Lord I did. And I learned a lot from it. And I actually feel that I healed some really deep stuff because of it, because I worked with it. I was present to what was going on in my body. I was present to the changes in my breathing. Because even though I had struggled with breathing at times before, that struggle with breathing changed. when I had COVID. My mind was different. My body, my eating, my taste wasn't there, sense of smell. And so I was just present to it and worked with it and took myself through it and out the other side. And I know that I did get to a place where I remember thinking, as if I'd gone completely crazy, because I was thinking, but my mind's not my own. I felt like something or someone else was controlling my thoughts, because they were just going really quite bizarre. And in that moment, it's like, wow, I feel like, yeah, my thoughts aren't my own, was my thought. But as soon as I thought that, something again shifted, that I also had a sense of literally sliding out of this world. I could just feel as if I was sliding out of this world. And then I was still here. Something shifted. I started smelling things, being able to taste things. My appetite was coming back. I was able to eat a bit more. And I remember thinking, oh, something's changed. It's as if I went through and came out the other side. But I was certainly very aware that I healed a lot of stuff through that. So it's about being present to it and not worrying about it, because it's the worry that will make it worse. And that quote that I was about to say, when everything went a bit echoey, Irma Bombeck, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but never gets you anywhere. So yes, comfort yourself if you want to sit in that rocking chair and rock about, with the worry. But is it actually getting you anywhere? Recognize what it's doing to your body. And I love what you were saying, Namsa, about your children. You put them in the hands of God, they go out. There is nothing that you can do. Just pray that they're going to be kept safe. And I remember once, oh gosh, I've done it again. I keep pulling my thing and rocking that. I remember when my eldest daughter wanted to go out for the first time on a Friday evening with her friends into town. And we said yes, but my husband was saying to me he was worried about who she might meet. And I said, you can't worry about that. What we have to worry, or not worry about, but think about, is that we have prepared her in the best way possible. So if she meets somebody that is undesirable, she will know how to deal with it and walk away from it. And that's the best thing you can do, is to give them the resources and the ability to deal with situations that arise. I said, you can't worry about who she might or might not meet, or what may or may not happen. You can't wrap them in cotton wool. You have to let them go out and experience life. But make sure that you have given them the best resources to deal with whatever happens, wherever they are. So I've always remembered that conversation, because I remember thinking, yeah, that's a waste of a worry. There's no point in worrying about it. You just put out that prayer, everything will be fine. She's looked after, she knows what she can do, she can take care of herself, and she's well protected, and that she'll come back and everything will be fine. And it always was, So yes, certainly worrying is a waste of time. You're not helping them, because actually you thinking about it creates the situation. The likelihood is it could happen, because you're worrying so much about it. You're putting that energy out there. So again, I remember speaking about it the other day. Look at The Secret. There's the film, the movie The Secret, the book called The Secret, and that in there they talk about that as well. What you're focusing on is what you get. It's what comes to you. So clear those worries. Recognize the truth of them. What's the facts here? Look at the facts. Is it true? Has it actually happened? Or is it that imagination of yours going and creating it for you? And does it actually serve you? Because excessive worry can make you physically ill. And is it worth it at the end of the day to become physically ill because you're worrying? And if your answer is, well, no, I don't want to be physically ill, but I can't stop worrying, then the other aspect is to look at what's the secondary gain? What are you actually getting from creating the physical illness out of worrying? Because there will be a secondary gain. So maybe explore that. And again, reach out if you're not sure, or if that's something you're going, oh, I've not heard of that before. What's that about? Seek help. Seek somebody that can support you in discovering what that is. And again, shifting, transforming that such that that secondary gain is gained through some other more healthy actions and thoughts rather than worrying.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You're unmuted? No?
No.
But I can't hear you.
Really? Oh, what happened?
What's going on? Oh, Lord. Every sort of thing that you worry about when you think, oh, shall I do a live? Shall I do a talk? This might go wrong and that might go wrong. Well, things do go wrong. It's how you deal with it. As you can see through this talk today, we've had things go wrong, things that haven't worked. And we've carried on. We found a way through. And that's the important thing. Just keep going. Stop worrying about it, because we could have worried about all of this happening and not gone on, not done this talk show. Does that serve anybody? Not really. So can you talk again, Nomsa?
Can you hear me now?
Be heard?
Can you hear me now?
You've actually frozen. Oh.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. No. And sometimes you just have to leave and come back again. Just as I did. Sometimes you just have to take yourself away from it and then come back in and notice what's happening. So,
Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye before I go off again. No idea why. So yeah, I love what you were talking about, Carol Anna. We don't have control over. You see now, I've checked my audio is fine, and nothing wrong. I didn't do anything. I just go out and then come back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So just leave with one thought, because excessive worry can stop you sleeping. As you say, there are the difficulties that you get concentrating, if you're restless, tired, but sometimes you can't sleep. So as Dale Carnegie says, if you can't sleep, then get up and do something instead of lying there worrying. It's the worry that gets you, not the lack of sleep. Get up and do something. So I'll leave you with that.
Thank you so much, Carol Ann. For me, is don't carry negative energy with you. Just cleanse yourself and don't worry about things that you don't have control over in life. Life is about living in the now and planning. I can tell you my life, I plan things don't go according to plan, I will just sit there and take action. And if something tells me I need to cry, I refuse to cry. And I'm like, God, here is my problem. I hand over the problem to the higher power that is higher than me, because I know that He created me, created the earth. If there's only thing that He can solve, He can help me by pointing me to the right direction instead of me worrying if it is healthy or somebody is not well in my family. I read the Bible and I fast and I pray for them. That is the only thing that I can do instead of worrying myself. I can't worry about something that I don't have control over. I have to have strength in order for me to help them with prayers. So that's what I can do. And even if I'm going through some challenging with business and stuff, I've learned to pray and I've learned to trust the process of life. And when you trust, bring energy, good things happen. That's what I've learned. God bless you, everyone. We are here Monday to Friday at Ngozi Talk Shows, and please follow us on our channels and subscribe and live with grace, everyone, and God bless. I think Carol uncovered everything.